Buying real estate in Prague or anywhere else in the Czech Republic can be a little bit terrifying, especially if you're doing it for the first time. And it kind of should be. You're investing a lot of money and obviously you don't want to lose any part of it. This is why we're going to discuss some of the biggest mistakes you can make as a buyer in Prague. These can sometimes cost you hundreds of thousands of Czech crowns. And there are definitely plenty of mistakes you can make. Today we're going to go through some of the biggest ones that I've seen buyers make. Let's get to it. Alright, now the first mistake that you can make is not paying enough attention to the location. This is obviously true for most markets and Prague is not an exception. Location is everything, but tons of buyers overlook this. Prague is great and it's kind of hard to go wrong, but neighborhoods can be super different depending on why you're buying the property. Like if you want to party a lot, you could pick Dlouhá Street, but with kids, you'd be happier in Davice with their great schools. Ignoring the location can lead to pricey regrets because Prague neighborhoods differ a lot. So do your homework, walk around, chat with locals, check the transport options, and look into schools if you've got kids. Now another mistake I want to talk about is not acting fast enough. This can obviously change in the future as the market shifts, but right now in 2025, it is vital that you act quickly when you like something. Prague's property market moves at a rapid pace right now. Unless a listing is overpriced, attractive properties can get tons of offers very quickly. To get a good deal, you have to monitor the market every day, jump on new listings right away, and be one of the first at the viewings. Hesitation can cost you big time because usually faster buyers snap up the best properties. And if you're using a loan, have it pre-approved so you can show the seller that you're ready to move. Okay, now let's talk about neglecting property inspections. Inspecting a property before buying in Prague is not always necessary. Lots of places here are in a great shape. But if you don't know how to spot red flags like dampness or structural issues, you should get a pro to check it out. Without an inspection, you might pay a reservation fee and then find out the building is flooded with groundwater. And that's pricey. Hidden issues can also lead to legal disputes, and in Prague's fast market, arranging an inspection can be tricky if there's tons of buyers. So figure out when to insist on inspection and when to act quick instead. Next up, let's talk about overlooking inaccurate apartment dimensions. When you're buying in Prague, you gotta make sure the listed size is correct. Tons of buyers skip this and it can cost you big time. Some agents might sneak in stuff like balconies or shared spaces, so a 100 square meter apartment might only have 80 square meters of actual livable space. To avoid this, ask the seller's agent for a document called Prohlášení vlastníka, owner's declaration in English, or get it from the Prague land registry for just 20 crowns. It shows the real size so you know exactly what you're getting. Don't overpay for the space you can't use, always double check the size. Now let's tackle price negotiation mistakes. Tons of buyers in Prague think prices are fixed and skip listings they can't afford. But that might be a mistake. Some agents or owners overprice their properties, and if you make a reasonable offer, they might just take it. Negotiating is fairly common here, and it can save you serious cash or get you that apartment you loved so much. But you gotta pick your battles. Right now in 2025, if a property is priced at a market value, you might want to accept it fast or sometimes even offer more to beat the competition. You can also negotiate extras like getting the seller to paint the walls or leave the equipment. And if negotiating isn't really your thing, get a buyer's agent and they can handle it for you. Another mistake I see very often is signing an incorrect reservation agreement. When you're buying a property in Prague, the reservation agreement is a big deal to lock in your apartment. But I've seen tons of buyers mess this up by signing a risky contract. Some agents use an agreement that is only between you and the real estate agency, leaving the seller out. That means zero protection for you if the seller backs out. And you could even lose your reservation fee or the whole property. To stay safe, you gotta insist on an agreement that includes the seller as a party to the contract. And make sure it contains penalties for the seller, like losing part of the fee. Here's another sneaky mistake to watch out for: forgetting to include the apartment equipment in agreements. When you're buying an apartment in Prague, you might assume the things you see like the kitchen appliances or furniture will stay, but then you find the place completely empty at handover. Or the opposite, you expect an empty apartment but get a bunch of junk left behind. That can cost you a lot of money to fix. To avoid this mess, make a detailed list of what you want to stay or go, and make sure it's in both the reservation agreement and the purchase agreement. That way you won't get any nasty surprises. Now let's talk about using a reliable escrow service. In Prague, escrow services hold your purchase price till the ownership transfer is done. Obviously, never deposit the money straight with the seller, always use a third party. It's usually a big mistake to use a real estate agency as your escrow agent. It's basically like if you hand your cash to a random stranger. We never use real estate escrow when we represent our clients on either side, and I'm pretty sure it's going to stay that way for now. So if the seller suggests real estate agency escrow, I recommend politely declining and suggesting an attorney escrow, which is very safe. Bank escrow is the safest, but usually it's an overkill, so stick with attorney escrow and you'll be fine. Another mistake I've seen buyers make is not taking the property handover seriously enough. Once the ownership transfer is approved by the Prague Land Registry, you'll schedule the handover with the seller, usually within a week, but the exact timing is up to both of you. Just keep in mind that your legal responsibility starts the moment the transfer goes through, so make sure to arrange property and liability insurance right away. During the handover, always do a thorough walkthrough. Check that everything is in place and working, and write down any issues or missing items in the handover protocol. If it's not documented there, it'll be hard to prove it later, and that can lead to problems and money loss. Another issue that can catch buyers off guard is unexpected delays in moving in. You might think you'll get the keys right after the sale, but that's not always the case. Some sellers can't move out right away, maybe because they haven't found a new place yet. If the handover date keeps getting pushed, you could end up paying for temporary housing or lose time you planned for renovations. To avoid this mess, make sure your purchase agreement includes a penalty clause. Something like a daily fee the seller pays if they delay the handover past the agreed date. It's a simple step that can save you a lot of money, stress, and a whole lot of frustration. And that's it for my top mistakes buyers make when buying property in Prague. As you can see, there are many things to keep an eye out for. So if you want a peace of mind and someone to look out for you, hire a buyer's agent. If you're thinking about buying in Prague, or even just starting to explore your options, feel free to reach out. You can email me, give me a call, or book a free consultation. Just check the links in the description below. I'm always happy to help. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on navigating the Czech property market. See you in the next one.